Greg here, aka NY Prepper. It is Saturday, April 22nd, 2023, and I have a red alert to share with you guys. So it looks like the United States is continuing to operate at a very high level of alert, and we have two nuclear war command and control planes in the air right now over northern Florida. And what's interesting is that these two planes are kind of flying in unison, but they've been doing loops over northern Florida, over the Panhandle near Tallahassee area for the last couple of hours. And when they do those kinds of loops, it means that they're communicating with submerged nuclear-armed submarines. Okay, they fly in loops, so their trailing wire antenna can remain as vertical as possible, and then that allows these planes to transmit alphanumeric codes to our Ohio-class subs, and those codes usually contain emergency action messages, force direction messages, and nuclear launch codes. Okay, now these planes can remotely launch all of our Minuteman III ICBMs. Okay, so there's two of them in the air right now. We also have two sub-Hunter planes off of Poland and Lithuania in the Baltic Sea. And just 2 days ago, I showed you guys how that nuke sniffer plane, the Constant Phoenix plane, flew in the Baltic Sea near Poland and Kaliningrad and Lithuania. And so something is going on over there off the coast of North.
Okay, I just want to say real quick, sorry if my tablet is clicking, you guys. Our sister Amanda, her husband John, he had a dream where he represented, I'm sorry about that noise, y'all. He represented America in the dream, you guys, and he was over in Lithuania fighting. Now, in light of everything that's going on here with these planes and everything, wow. Okay, let's listen.
Northern Poland, near Kaliningrad, in the Bay of Gdańsk, and near Lithuania, something must be going on for NATO to be sending all these sub-Hunter planes and even a nuke sniffer plane. And so a nuke sniffer plane is basically designed to detect the presence of radiation. So they can.
And our sister Robin Figtree, she also had a dream with a sniffer plane in it, okay?
Can detect submarines underwater, potentially, because if there's a nuclear-powered submarine, it gives off a little bit of radiation, and they can detect that. Also, if there's any kind of nuclear weapons, potentially, okay, underwater, nuclear-armed torpedoes or something.
You get a really broad spectrum of the individuals here.
So it's very concerning. And then, of course, 2 days ago, we had that massive amount of nuclear war command and control planes plus a doomsday plane, a presidential doomsday plane. There were 7 up in the air all at the same time 2 days ago, which is very, very unusual. And somebody in the comments made a great point. We only have about 16 of these Boeing E-6Bs. So if we put half of them in the air at the same time, that means something is going on. To put half of our fleet in the air, okay, especially a plane like this is so critical to our national security. You're not going to put half the fleet, the entire fleet, into the air for no reason at all. Looks like actually right now, as I'm recording this video, 6:45 p.m. here in Pennsylvania, another E-6 Mercury just took off from Tinker Air Base. Wow, guys. So now officially 3 in the air at the same time. I can't tell you how unusual this is, all this activity. So let me just show you what these two were doing. And I want to give a shout out to
they're over
Greg.
Florida. What are they doing?
Okay, Greg, thank you for sending me this email to let me know about this, because I was busy in the afternoon and I didn't catch this right away. So thank you for letting me know about this. So basically, these two were just flying in unison here, okay, near Panama City and Tallahassee. All right, they both came from Patuxent, Maryland, which is the East Coast home base of these E6 Mercuries. They both came from there, and they were just literally flying in loops. One of them is flying in loops right now, still, and then the other one was flying right here, right over Tallahassee. Okay, so one was over Tallahassee, and one was over Miramar Beach area, Crest View. Okay, if anybody from the Panhandle of Florida is watching. And it looks like one is heading back now to Patuxent. But this is extremely weird, guys. Very, very strange. Okay, very ominous. And then now we have another one that just took off from Tinker Air Base. Look at this. Another one. Literally just took off as I'm filming this. Definitely didn't expect that.
And
So
he put
three
this
in
out
the
just a
air
little
now.
while ago, you guys.
So our nuclear forces are operating at a very high level of alert, and I think the reason why is because this Ukrainian counterattack is going to be massive, and I think that the Russian military has basically been gutted by the Ukrainians using Western equipment, and I think that Ukraine is going to split the land bridge. They might reach the Sea of Azov, and they might return the borders back to what they were before the war. Sometime this summer, potentially. Russia's tank force has been severely depleted by all those javelins. If you remember, in the beginning of the war, NATO sent like 3,000 or 4,000 javelins, or even more than that. They sent thousands of javelins to the Ukrainians. Each one of those javelins most likely hit something. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them missed. A lot of them got lost, maybe. But even if half of those javelins hit something, you're talking about at least 2,000 or 3,000 armored vehicles destroyed just by the javelins. We're not talking about Ukrainian artillery and Ukrainian tanks that destroyed Russian tanks. All right, so the Russian tank force has been decimated. They really don't have much left besides their nuclear weapons. That's why Russia is scrambling to find more missiles and drones, because they depleted their missile stockpiles with all these missile attacks on Ukraine. I mean, they fired, I don't know how many missiles at Ukraine, and they depleted their stockpile. Why do you think we haven't seen many missile attacks on Ukraine lately?